All right, it looks like our squash leek soup is ready to be pureed. I've got a hand blender. These are the best. Instead of getting a Cuisinart out and getting it all messy and having to clean it, you just have to, you take this apart. This part will go into the dishwasher. So all you do, you should let it cool. I'm not going to. You plop it in there and squish it up. Like I said, I'm going to take some before I add any more spices and put it apart, put it aside for the baby. I'm going to taste this. That is so delicious. That is Thanksgiving. All right. I think our soup is ready. Well, it's ready to cook a little longer, but the baby food part is ready. I just have a little bowl I'm going to put it in to keep to the side. Let this cool down. You can mix the applesauce with this. That would be a really nice treat for the babies. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for them. And then I'm just going to add a little more salt. I kept some of the salt out because of the babies. They don't need so much salt. They taste things extra. Our 4-spice mix, put about, I would say 2 pinches, maybe a tablespoon. And I'm gonna let that simmer. Oh, my chives. If you haven't already had a child cut these with a scissor, you can just do this. Real rough. You know, Thanksgiving's about rustic. Things don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. We're gonna let these flavors marry together over heat. And oh, it smells so good. This is ready to go. Probably another 10 minutes of simmering and the soup is done.
Hi, it's been 3.5 hours. I'm gonna go check the temperature of the turkey and hopefully he's done. Oh, he looks awesome. All right, we're gonna check him. It's hot. So see this fat part of his thigh? Let's stick it in there. And survey says, oh, just about 163, and he will actually cook a little bit more as he's sitting, so this is perfect. I'm going to take him out right now. Okay. And the vegetables underneath should be done as well. Oh, he's a heavy bird. Okay, I'm going to, the big mistake is that people would just take their mitts away and then grab this, and it's very hot. So I'm going to keep myself reminded. See, there we go. Keep myself reminded by putting that here so I don't touch it. All right, so now I'm going to make some quick gravy. You can go and make a traditional long gravy, but this is kind of like an au jus. It's just 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to let the turkey rest so his meat gets get all the turkey juices. I'm going to put him over on the plate. All right, so I'm going to also take out our roasted winter root vegetables. Let's just see how they're doing. They smell great. So this is a very, very, very delicious and healthy and inexpensive treat. Our parsnips, and we have our sweet potatoes, or yams actually. We have yams here. I know there is a difference between the two, even though some people will try to give you sweet potatoes when they're actually when you're looking for yams. Sweet potatoes are a little bit more yellow inside, and I find yams sweeter. Okay, finally we got the last bit of root vegetables out. I'm gonna put these aside. Move Mr. container over here over to the flames. So I'm gonna turn this up pretty high because I really want this to boil off. And don't be concerned about all the little flavors. We're gonna, on all the little bits and pieces, those add a lot of flavor. We're also gonna strain it off at the end, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm just stirring this up. Careful not to touch the side because it's very hot. And since we made such a great job saving our budget on the vegetables and the food and the turkey, we were able to go get a bottle of wine to cook with. So here we go. I'm going to deglaze the pan, meaning I'm going to take the wine, pour it in, and let it boil off really quick, getting all the scrapings from the bottom. Just got to turn this way up high. So you just like a half a cup or one or so. And we're gonna let this boil. We're gonna reduce it by 2/3 or so. I'm gonna add in some onions. Again, they're gonna be strained out, so it's gonna be very smooth. We just want some more flavor in there. And once that reduces, let's for time's sake, let's say that's reduced by 2/3. We would then add in about 2 cups or a cup and a half of heavy stock or water, in which case we already used all our stock. So I'm gonna be using water, but when you have the turkey and all the different root vegetables and all together, you're not gonna lose any flavor. It's gonna taste really, really good. And we're sticking to our budget. All right, so I'm adding in the water. That should do it. We're gonna let that boil off, down to where it's almost a glaze. And then we're gonna strain it off and we're gonna have our jus.
All right, the applesauce is done. You know, you can, for a baby, if you have a very, very young baby, 5 months, you could use the puree and make this totally smooth, but this looks good for our crowd. Little kids, adults can eat this too, but we've got this today for the little kiddos. And that was it, I just left it sitting there. I'm not gonna spice it up, it's for the baby. If you wanna add our 4 spice mix or some cinnamon and nutmeg, you can go ahead, but like I said before, apples just are such a great flavor on their own, they don't need anything. And once you cook them, the sugars come out and they just taste almost like a dessert.
Okay, so we have our finished bird. He looks so good. And we're gonna take a little bit off the breast for the infants. And I'm just gonna slice a little bit off. And what I'll do is I'm gonna grind it up like Christine did with the soup and with the applesauce. We're gonna do that the same for the little guys. I'm gonna cut this up into little teeny pieces. I'm gonna take the skin off actually. And just put it in a little grinding bowl. And if you have leftover, stock or turkey stock or chicken stock, you can put it in here. I'm gonna be using a little bit of water today, and then I'm just gonna grind it up and put it in a beautiful dish for the littlest members of the family. So this is a fair amount. And actually, it's, I don't know, maybe about a half a cup or so of turkey breast, cooked and cooled, by the way. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in so that when I grind it up, it doesn't get all chunky. And again, with our handy dandy little mixer. Now, of course, for an adult, they're probably not gonna think this looks so appetizing, but I tell you what, it tastes great. Look. And if you have a toddler that's maybe a little older, you can just cut the turkey breast into little teeny pieces. Oh, look how nice. Here's a little baby's turkey feast. All right, time to get my cream pots out. I'm so excited. I'm gonna test them really quick first with a sharp knife. Oh, Christine, do you want me to take the foil?
Yes, while you're in there, take my foil off.
Okay, so I'm gonna also take the foil off of her stuffing. Oh my God, Christine, that looks so good.